Paid for by Eric Olson, WI2.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Your home for everything Badgers. This is 1310 WIBA Madison, an iHeart radio station. Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Family Insurance, TPC Wisconsin, Oak Park Place, Wild Rock Golf Club, Zimbrick Mercedes-Benz of Madison, also University Ridge Golf Course, Ridge Top Exteriors, Cleary Building Corp., and Nevada Bobs. Now from the new home of TPC Wisconsin in Madison, here are the hosts of Talking Golf. Member of the Wisconsin.Golf Hall of Fame, the legendary Dennis Tiziani, longtime Madison sportscaster Paul Braun, and Wisconsin sports veteran and statewide radio host Mike Heller.
He wasn't in the running to win a tournament yesterday, but they didn't blow a horn. They told them before they teed off on the last hole that the sun is already set, so it's up to you individually. Yeah. And he's the only one. He marked his ball after his tee shot and came back and played this morning. Part of one hole.
Missed the putt.
Yeah. And stuck around. But the reason was he's trying to maintain status on the tour to be exempt, and moving up a spot or two in the standings would have done that.
If he makes the putt, I think he moved up one time.
Right.
But that's the gig, you know. I mean, he felt that he had to do it, but really?
Yeah, right.
I mean, come on. But, you know, that's the deal. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
Got a great family. Nice guy. I hope he does good. What is he, 46 or 47?
Yeah, he's up there a little bit now, and
so he'll be 46. Yeah. Let's see. That means 47, 48. Well, it'll be a while before he comes
4
here.
years or so before he can come out here. I want to talk a little bit about some bigger picture stuff, but you had a member guest out here at TPC Wisconsin over the weekend, and it's something that you've been, if you're in the golf world, member guests are a big part of what a club does each year. It was your first as TPC Wisconsin, and a pretty good showing, full field, obviously, and a lot of people that had a lot of fun.
They really liked it. You know, the course sells itself, you know. But then again, the service, I looked at all our, you know, the top-level people here were servicing them. The food was great. They went around fabulous, which was good, you know. I mean, don't take no 5-hour rounds. They're playing right away. You know, I like the fact that I went out there for about 2 minutes and I found about 10 balls. You know, so
well, that's going to happen.
They were out there for that.
Take long.
But I got about 3-4 calls today from members. They really liked it, and look forward to next year. We're going to do Friday and Saturday next year, not Saturday and Sunday. So they like that idea. Yeah. But they really had a good time. There were some good. There was a fabulous winner there for
that's what I understand.
Flight number one.
Yeah, our guest last week, Kathy, and your daughter Nikki, go ahead and they won the first flight.
They did. You know, why are you doing this? Why do we have to play the same tees? Why is this? There was those two and then another one.
Oh.
So before they went, I said, well, I think next year what we'll do probably is men only, you know.
Oh, there you go. How did that go?
That went off. You should have seen Kathy. She was giving me the eye, you know. And because she can't get over yet the business of giving me all this stuff. And I said, look, you either have to be really smart or really stupid
she doesn't
to
love
play.
That one either.
She didn't like that. Here they come right now. It's funny. Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, they really are something.
And Nikki was playing in a tournament that Kathy was caddying for her in Illinois today.
She's an alternate to get in.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I'm glad to see that she's playing.
Yeah.
not always rooting for either Steve or the girls.
Yeah,
you know?
that's
so
great.
She's playing, which is really
That's
good.
great. I want to have a little bit of a conversation. You know how much I respect your golf knowledge. I don't always agree with some of your opinions on golf, but I respect your golf knowledge.
It's your problem.
We yes, it is. We have in my world in sports talk, we talk about GOATs, greatest of all times, all the time. And one of the things I do with quarterbacks in the NFL is somebody will say, "Well, look at all the Super Bowls won," and I always say, "This isn't an individual sport. Golf is. Tennis is. So when we talk about greatest of all times, I would think that the argument is easier in golf. So here are the most wins among tour players all time, and then how many majors they won. The most wins ever on the PGA Tour is Sam Snead, 82 total tournaments won, and 7 majors over 30 years. Tiger is 82 and 15. Jack was 73 fewer tournaments won, but more majors at 18. How do you value? Like now, we talk about this all the time. You measure money won, and people measure money won. That's the best player on tour. But when you're talking about the greatest player who has played, who's your greatest player, and what criteria do you use?
I look and see those people. Who did he play against?
Yeah.
I mean, Snead had to beat about 2 or 3 people.
Snead is 1936 to 1965. Those are the years he won tournaments. It spans 30 years.
He was good. There's no. I spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with him in the locker room talking about his grip, how he did his grip. And there was a time when I watched him go out to hit balls, and he played for Wilson.
Yeah.
So the Wilson salesman brought down some clubs for him. And he hit, he said, no, this is, I told you they're D4. This is a D3. Now, hitting balls, a swing weight is the weight of a half a paper dollar bill. I mean, he could tell that.
Right, he could.
So he was good at it. But then again, he only played a few people. Tiger Woods had to play lots of people.
Tiger wins from 1996 to 2019. It's a 24-year span. He wins 82 times, 15 majors. Jack did it from 62 to 86 over 25 years. Jack has the 19 runner-ups along with the 18 major championships. So between Jack and Tiger,
that's it.
I think
that's the end of it. But Tiger's he's the guy.
Tiger's the guy, best player.
And when you talk about just golf, Now, when you add in what happens off the course,
it's a different deal.
Family life and all that sort of stuff, different story. Jack, phenomenal. How he was.
Yeah.
And but Tiger Woods by far, if you just take golf, and I say by far, there's nobody really close to him. Even today, when he goes, you watch when he's swinging today, it's probably from an instructor's standpoint and watching all the fundamentals. Even though he's got a bad this and a bad that, still it's the best ever.
Yeah. And of the players that are in it now, the only one who's active that's on this list of the top 11 winners of all time is that other lefty you don't like so much, Phil Mickelson. And I'm just curious as to, you've watched all these guys play. Phil, just on golf now, not on the other stuff, but just on golf, where would he stack up on this list that includes Hogan and Palmer and Byron Nelson, Billy Casper, Walter Hagen, Kerry Middlecoff, Tom Watson? Those are the top 11 on the bottom of that.
You take away his putter, he had nothing.
Yeah.
That was his gig.
He's also contemporary with Tiger, right? So hard for him to win majors with Tiger out there.
So he's not as good.
Okay, yeah. Well,
he's not as good.
We agree, yeah.
And there's the other side of the coin where I don't like the other side. Because the greatest of all time means the greatest individual also.
Right.
You got to put that all together. Although we happen to have this guy here who won everything from day one. I mean, you won an Open by how many strokes?
Right.
You won the Masters by you shot what? At what age?
And we don't talk about them often, but they also, like Jack and Tiger, both won as amateurs at the highest level. I mean, they were the best golfer in America before they started cashing checks.
A lot of these other guys had real jobs, though.
Yeah, well,
that's all they knew.
Right. Because there wasn't the money on the tour. Actually, they probably made more.
If that's all you ever did. I mean,
there were times when they made more in practice rounds, right?
A guy that's close to home, Steve Stricker.
Yeah, I've heard of that dude.
Yeah. No, he's really good. I mean, he's really good. Yeah. But that's all he's ever done.
Yeah, right.
If that's all you've ever done, you can put 100% of your thought into that. Come on.
Yeah.
You're going to be all right. Jack, his dad, of course, had the not grocery store, but what do you call it? He had
I don't know.
Pharmacy.
Yeah, okay.
He had the pharmacy, and he's a member there at this course. And, he had one of the best instructors all his whole life, so he knows nothing but good fundamentals.
Yeah.
But again, there's another guy, one putt. He could put,
Yeah.
Tom Watson.
Yeah.
The key to their games were putting.
Right.
Tiger was a good putter, but, he wasn't as good a putter as those guys.
Yeah.
Mickelson probably one of the better ones.
Where does imagination come into how great a player is? Because they have to create something when they have to scramble. That's what I'm talking about, imagination. Around the greens, when they're in a little bit of trouble. Obviously, you can watch clips of the great highlights of Tiger hitting from impossible spots and hitting incredible shots in and around the green, but from the fairway as well. How much does imagination play into it?
It's everything.
Yeah.
Let's go back to a guy like Steve. If you ever watched what he does when he makes caricatures out of matchsticks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who the hell ever knew about that?
Right,
But you watch that, it's perfect. So there's a different clue, and we used to go out and we used to work on the short game and stuff. Well, if I do this over here and then where the hell did you come up with that?
Yeah.
But, that was what he did. Imagination is a big deal. But then again, we're back, is that all you did?
Sure.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
Was that stuff. Arnold Palmer, he did other things.
Yeah.
And there's some other players you mentioned, they had other things that they did in life. That was not the only thing.
Yeah, when I go through that list, these are the top 11. Sam Snead, in tournaments won, Sam Snead, then Tiger, and then Jack. Hogan, Palmer, Byron Nelson, Billy Casper, Walter Hagen, Mickelson. Kerry Middlecoff doesn't get talked about as much, and then Tom Watson. And Watson and Middlecoff both won 39 times. Middlecoff 3 majors, Watson 8 majors. Those are the top 11 winners of all time. But you talk about many of those guys in that era that talking about playing in the 40s, 50s. They weren't making purse money. They were making some money probably on the golf course gambling or, things of that nature.
Or somebody was a sponsor.
Sure.
Nicholas,
yeah.
When I played, Nicholas was the leading money winner, $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you get $100,000 if you can get out of your car in the parking lot
That's
now.
right. Yes.
Crazy.
Well,
and the money has a lot to do with some of these guys. You take a look at what happened to what's his name? Veith?
Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth. What happened to him? And what happened to this guy and this guy? All these good young players. But you see, all of those guys, I take a look at them, they were all fundamentally, they had issues.
Sure, yeah.
But there's other guys we talk about. Palmer.
Yeah.
His dad was a pro, so,
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Right.
Had Jack, what's his name, be his teacher all the time.
Yeah.
Steve Stricker.
Yeah.
Had somebody watching, so he doesn't know anything but the right thing.
Yeah, right.
Some of these other guys, I changed the club and I changed my swing and I did this and what are you doing?
Yeah, and you may disagree with this, but I've always thought also, years ago I interviewed Jack Nicklaus about young players coming up, and he said the real test, they're great players, naturally born, they work at it all the time, but he said some of the real test is when they get married and have a family, and now they don't spend as much time on the grind, working on the game, being at the game. Single-mindedness is what you're talking about, where that was their only job.
That's where I was going with Jordan Spieth and those guys. They got a family, a wife and a family. Isn't that the right thing? I mean, really, it's faith, family, education, then golf. But the fact is, they all have sore backs.
Yeah.
They fell off their wallets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They win so much money.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Spieth is never going to have to worry about dollars.
No.
I mean, Justin Thomas is not going to have to worry about money. But when we talk about a lot of these players, if they weren't winning golf tournaments, which was enough to get them by, they had to get a job.
There was another thing. I had a long conversation with Palmer, a number of conversations, but one at his office. And what about that? Because I asked him about this question. How the hell do you do this? Steady. I believe everything has energy.
Yeah.
And what I had the ability to do is I would take a look at that acorn. I'd take a look at that bird. I knew there was energy. And I would suck all the energy I could, all of them, and I put it, and I would hold them inside me. I had the ability to take all this energy and put it inside of me.
Yeah.
That was what he was telling me about.
Palmer was one of the first guys that went out and got endorsements. I mean, he wasn't the first, but he connected to companies and the business of that part of endorsement money on the tour. I think he was among the first to really take advantage.
Sky's the limit.
Yes.
He's going to do anything. Fly his own airplane.
Yeah.
I mean, think about all of that
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they don't have any parameters.
Yeah.
And if you can play like that, now we've got some young players that play here the same way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they just they're not they won't tell you how good they are, but they'll stand there and listen to you for a little while.
Last one on this. This is a little bit of an offshoot, but when you identify one of these great young players, but you see, like you talk about flaws and swings like Jordan Spieth had, do you want to correct that 14, 15-year-old who is just so, but he's got a bad elbow or he puts something in the wrong position? At what point do you leave him alone, or at other points do you say, no, let's fix this now? So you don't. Which one is it?
We don't compromise.
Yeah.
What's the right thing to do? Not who's right.
Yeah.
Our circle is round.
Sure.
And the line is straight. We can't have an argument about that.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, I mean, we judge the ball by shape and trajectory. And when that happens, you go to your hands.
Yeah.
And the path is the other issue, the third thing. Well, that's the relationship of your shoulders to the line at impact governed by your footwork. The guy says, what the hell? He says, what is all that? So you teach them the footwork.
Yeah.
There's 5 radial torque pieces on your core. See, these young guys know about that. Here's what we try to get them to do. I can't be with you when you're playing in a tournament.
Right.
You better be able to fix yourself. So you become your own best teacher.
Yeah.
They say that about Steve. He went over here and he did this. Well, all he did was go over. He doesn't know anything else but the right thing.
Yeah.
Just keep doing the right thing over, and this is what it does.
Yeah.
And it produces an action, and you have to get physically right.
Yeah.
And then along, what comes first, confidence or good shots?
Good shots helps the confidence.
Well, fundamentals comes first,
Yeah,
because
there
the
you go.
fundamentals will give you the good shots, and then
Right.
you get the confidence. So
Yeah.
you see, we're going right back
Yeah.
to the physics will give you the feel.
Yeah.
The feel won't give you the physics.
Yeah.
So this instruction thing, and that's when you see you go down the top 15 kids in the junior boys.
Yeah.
Where do they come?
Yeah.
10 of them are right here.
Yeah, a bunch of them right here.
Oh, yeah, they're right here. Well, there's one out here today.
Yeah.
His dad wants to join the club. Why is that? Well, I live up here in the forest, and I want my son to be in the same place as Bilderbox or Hotman.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
There you go.
They want to be in there, and the kid pushes to get that. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That I say
Yeah.
that we have the place for that.
Yeah.
And then when wintertime comes, it even gets better. Then you go inside.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you go TrackMan and all this. So
Yeah.
they know exactly what it's right. I mean, I just got a text back from Hutton. We just won again up in Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah.
I shot even, and then I shot 2 under. He says, but when we putted, I made putts today, he
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you
right.
know,
That's good.
there's
That's
things
good.
that you can't have an opinion on. And,
Yeah.
and there's facts in putting that you can't have an opinion on.
Yeah.
And so they're winning. And,
Yeah.
now he's going to be recruited by here, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And there you go. And that's
Good
really what we're
players.
looking, especially on the women's side. We got a number of those. We got girls here. I mean, this one girl, she's a sophomore now. She shot 3 under. Going to want to be a senior here at Wisconsin. She shot 7 under, made a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
here at this,
Let's
I don't
go.
care if you're playing from
Yeah,
100 yards
right.
out to shoot 7 under.
Yeah. Let's go.
But you see, you look at them, and they look at you different.
Yeah.
Whole different
Yeah.
confidence level. Whole different way to compete mentally with men.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
totally different.
Yeah.
All these, and some of the women we have here now, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, they got some pretty good role models that are out here as well, from
Oh, yeah.
Nikki and Bobby and
Oh,
Izzy.
yeah,
That Stricker clan is pretty good. The
Did
Tiziani lineage.
Did I talk enough tonight?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Gary D'Amato is going to talk in a couple of minutes. We'll welcome in Gary D'Amato from Wisconsin.Golf. He'll join us on the other side. Talking Golf continues at TPC Wisconsin.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price. Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company.
Gary is ready.
Wisconsin.
TPC Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, spacious accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Relationships.
Building them.
Making them last a lifetime.
Since 1978, Clary has worked to develop true relationships with you, our customers. Hi, I'm Sean Clary, president of Clary Building Corp. Relationships are what drive our success. So whether you are looking at storage for your toys or a new ag building, we hope to exceed your expectations each time we serve you. We are here for every stage of your life. Build your dreams today at clarybuilding.com.
Now is the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Dells, this Herdston Fry masterpiece offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is sure to dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike any place you played before. Come be part of the Wild Rock experience by booking your tee time online today at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew can equip you, dress you, teach you, and here's the best part. New or used, clubs, shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
TPC Wisconsin. I'm Mike Heller. Dennis Tiziani to my right. Paul Braun is off tonight. He'll be back with us next Monday night is the hope and the plan. Gary D'Amato of Wisconsin.Golf joins us on the line. And Gary, I want to begin with Chichi Rodriguez because
Bobby.
Okay, all right. I want to begin with Chichi Rodriguez. We lost him in recent days, and you've got a couple of pretty good stories and connections to Chichi.
Yeah, back in 1978, when I was in my first couple months as a young reporter in Freeport, Illinois, Chichi Rodriguez and Andy North came to Rockford to do a golf exhibition. And this was like a week after Andy won the U.S. Open, and give him credit for showing up, at a clinic in Rockford, Illinois, of all places. But I watched Chichi hit shots, and he was very entertaining. This is back in the day when guys could really work the ball with the equipment they had, and he was hitting these low stingers and then high shots, and he used a 5-iron and he hit every shot in the book. Low, high, fade, a cut, a draw, and then he put down 2 balls and he made two swings in quick succession and hit a high fade and a low hook, and he was trying to get the balls to hit in midair. Of course, that's probably a one in a million shot, but they actually came pretty close. I mean, they were probably within 10 or 15 feet of each other. But it was so much fun. He was such a great showman and a great entertainer and a really good player. People forget he had a pretty good record. He won 8 times on the PGA Tour and 22 times on the senior tour. Fun to watch him play golf, that's for sure.
Dennis, you had some Chichi Rodriguez stories as well, or
yep, he was out there, when I played, and there was one interesting thing, that his right heel was always off the ground at address. And he was one of the first guys that I saw consistently hit it 300 yards with a wood club.
Really?
Yeah, he's only 4 foot tall.
He's not big.
No, he's 4 foot tall. Nothing to him.
Yeah.
But he was good. But he was a good person. That's what I like most about it. You can always tell when I look at some of the other big shots, and when they see him, they got their arm around them, they're shaking hands, they're smiling. They enjoyed being with him. But he, another family guy, Cuba.
Yeah.
That
swashbuckling finish after a made putt was pretty entertaining too.
He'd give you the design, put the sword and the stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that foot in the air was always something, when you think about it. And it wasn't too long after that. Who's the guy? See him on TV now. A couple of Masters. Faldo.
There you go.
Nick Faldo does that same thing. Sir, Mike. He does a little bit of the same thing now.
Yeah.
His right heel is up the ground.
Yeah.
A funny thing when you do
What's
that.
What's the purpose of that? Why would they do that?
Well, they made sure that they didn't sway to the right, because if your gravitational center, your belly button, if it moves laterally on the way back, it has to laterally on the way forward. You're screwed.
Yeah.
It's got to stay in that spot, so it becomes the center of a circle. Did you ever try making a circle and you can't move the center?
Work. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to work. So that made sure that didn't happen. And they both, and if you take a look and you watch them, you'll see that they didn't have any problem. It looks like they start back with their hip to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew that then if big hip, have another hip turn going forward. Yeah. And if you aren't going back and forth and you make that, then abs stay locked, and then your shoulders. So they they knew what I'm talking about, but they certainly worked for that.
Gary, tonight we talked about GOAT in the world of golf, and I listed off the top 11 tournament winners on the PGA Tour of all time. They won the most, 82, not the most majors. He won 7 majors. Then Tiger also has the 82 and 15 majors. Jack with 15. Then Hogan, Palmer, Byron Nelson, Billy Casper, Mickelson, Kerry Middleton, and Watson. Those are the top 11. If I'm asking Gary, greatest of all time, who is it, and what's the important criteria for you?
That's this a lot, and here's my answer. Jack Nicklaus was the greatest champion of all time, and Tiger Woods was the greatest player of all time. I split those two in player. I don't think anyone's ever played the game like Tiger, and I don't think anyone's ever, and certainly no one greater in major championships than Jack. Besides the 18 he won, he finished second 19 times. And I remember my boss, who was a big Woods fan, when I pointed that stat out to him, Gary Howard, the former sports editor of the Journal Sentinel, he said, "See, that just shows Jack couldn't close it." Are you kidding me? He first or second 37 times in major championships. I think he could close the deal.
But he had a theory. He had a theory that he would never do something that in the last 9 holes. He waited for the other guy to the tournament.
Yeah.
And then he took over.
Yeah. You like that idea?
It didn't what he did, you know. He was not that great of a short away.
Yeah.
But from Long Island, you kidding me? He was great.
It's amazing. We've talked about this. I want to get Dennis's thought on this, but we've talked about this many times. You watch the old film highlights of that age of golfer, and on the putt, but in a way that you wouldn't teach today, Dennis, because they really use their hands and wrists because the greens were slow.
Right. But I've never seen strokes.
Yeah.
They're very good. You know, that they're rolling the ball, not hitting the ball. I can't believe how many the fundamentals that are poor. You know, when you get a big handle, you're telling me you're taking your hand out of play.
Out, yeah.
Well, where the hell's your feel?
Right.
Feel is in you're going to take your feel out?
Yeah.
So what do you're going to arm and shoulder it? What is that?
Yeah.
But when you're going back to flippy wristed type deal, they did that, but the putter always led to the left and then followed. And you're right, it was different kind of. If they had to do that now, they'd all be.
Probably go off the green.
Yeah, probably off the green.
It a year, Gary, and I know that the girls' golf season or schools will begin here shortly, but the summer golf tournament season is close. So what's the busyness right now with Wisconsin.Golf? What are you and Rob working on?
Yeah, well, Rob's the U.S. amateur right now in Minnesota. Garrett unfortunately had a tough first shot, 80, and he's tied for 291st. He's got a lot of ground to make up. It's going to be tough for him to make the cut. But then next week, the State Open, the premier tournament in our state, after the AmFam Championship, and there's going to be a great field for that, and it's at a great club, Minocqua Country Club. Never been there, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Appreciate you jumping in here as well, and we'll look forward to visiting this week.
All right, guys. Thanks so much.
I'll see you again,
Gary. So back to the wrist thing, because you don't teach that hand movement anymore, but were the club faces doing what you finally want them to do then? No,
the club face doesn't work. You got to work the club. The blade, here we go back to you believe about you can't have an opinion on a fact.
Yeah.
Okay, do you believe that the longer the blade stays square to the ball on the way to the ball, more hurt you're going to be?
Yes.
It has to stay square on the other side, too.
Yeah.
So it has to stay square.
Yeah.
So you can't, do you believe that?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Well, I believe what you...
Okay, but they do make the plane.
Correct.
Well, the plane in putting is your line. So shouldn't your shoulders, on the line, on to the left or on to the right? Go to the end of your putter stroke and you take a look at your putter is open to the line.
Yeah.
What is that? That means you got to put it square to the line. How did it get open to begin with? Did you do it with your hands? Did you do it with your shoulders? How did you do that?
Yeah.
So the other is you put it on square and then you roll the ball, which means the putter has to go first. It goes first. Your arms, not your hands. The putter head goes first. So this flip thing, right? That's what they were do that. You do it, don't change that right wrist. It's got to stay the same. No wrist break to the right. The blade will stay square to the line depending on how close you are. The further you're away, the toe goes first.
Yeah.
The closer you are, the heel goes first. Well, we want to get it so they both go the same. That's our. People say, "Oh, your eyes are over it." That's an old, but that's why you're doing it so that the blade stays square all the time. And if you look at it, oh boy, my heel went back first. Oh, then your heel must go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it stays square. For some, put your putter on the baseboard of your house.
Yeah.
Take your grip. Go to the right. How's your putter? Oh, it better be square.
Should stay square
now,
on the wall. Yeah.
But then go forward. It better stay square now. Yeah. Watch how this works.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not rotation right and left.
Right.
It's rotation left and right. See?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of the putting thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. And don't call me because I'm not going to give you a lesson, okay?
Especially those left-handers might be listening. At least one of them. Talk with Travis, the director of instruction. That happens on the other side, so stick around for that. As we continue, it's Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Hi, Drew and John Scott here, reminding you that American Family...
For what it's worth, I'm left-handed too, guys.
Like this. Or this. Or even this. Nope. Well, case in point. When you're under American Family's... Sure carefully...
It's not available in every state. American Family Mutual Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
University Ridge, proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship since 2016, working with the American Family team to create 9 years of magical moments at University Ridge. And consistently considered one of the best values in the University Ridge is the in southern Wisconsin. Time up to 90 days out. at universityridge.com. Play where the bad and the pros play. University.
When you or a loved one could use a helping hand, to the caring of experts in senior living at Oak Park Place. This is when I needed someone to help me navigate senior living for my wife. I called Oak Park Place. They were with me every step of the way from the first call through day. Choose a community that promotes independence, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in, drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick and find out why leasing makes so much sense.
Wisconsin offers fantastic facilities for the whole family. They not only provide members with 18 holes of an elite golfing caliber challenge, but an Olympic-sized swimming pool, space accommodations for family gatherings, weddings, corporate business meetings, and a variety of programs for the junior golfers. Question is, are you up for the TPC Wisconsin fantastic facilities? Now's the time to tee up a TPC membership. Call 608-249-1000.
Do you spend more time for your ball than actually playing? Clary is the perfect solution for you. Perfect addition to any commercial or store building. Picture this, your custom getaway complete with a fresh cut putting green and a clubhouse so cozy you'll make it your second home. Hi. We all need a little getaway, so why not go for the green with a new Clary building?
Back with you on Talking Golf, Mike Heller and the CEO of Instruction at TPC Wisconsin. Is that the proper title? Or did you
I like it. I like it. It sounded really good.
Travis Becker is talk instruction, but here's the cool thing at TPC Wisconsin. You have built a short game area, which is adjacent to the golf shop area, across the road from the full driving range practice tee. Game area just opened up. So I'm curious as to how players that go over and use that, how can they best benefit from using an area that is designed specifically for the short game?
Sure. If just like any other area of your game, you like. So, on your play, first thing I would start with is my technique, making sure I have the correct setup, ball position. I'm making good contact with the golf ball, trying to hit more of a chipping technique or a pitching technique. So that would be the starting point, just contact. Second part of it, once I have that, I go into the plan of learning to use different clubs, carry to roll ratio. I can get the ball on the green quickly and have it roll to my final destination. Going through and using maybe your wedges, maybe a pitching wedge, a 9-iron, even an 8-iron. Get the ball on the green and pay attention to how far is the carry to roll distance is.
Yeah.
After that, looking on trajectory control. And so now we're looking at the bounce of the ball. If I condition that's a little softer and I want to apply more bounce to the wedge, I typically would move the ball forward, pull the handle of the wedge back towards my belly a little bit, a little higher and a little more bounce on the bottom of the wedge. Or I could get on some tight lies where I want to take some of the bounce away and position back in my stance and lean a little bit more forward. So that's the phase of your game to work on. And then bad lies. Our new short game complex, you can hit any type of short game shot that you don't always have the fairway lie when you're on the golf course. So burying the ball in some of the rough and learning to hit low running shots and high soft shots.
Yeah, things I was going to go to next is that really one of the cool things about a short game area as opposed to practice tee where you're getting off of, really good grass or mats or whatever that is you can vary you can sit on a little bit of an uphill, side hill, a thick grass, the short mode area adjacent to the green. You have the green here at TPC Wisconsin and some other places allow for putting off the green a lot. You can do that. So there's a lot of greens to practice.
You can use the club in your bag, but just going through the situation and trusting it. So when you are on the golf course, you can pull that off.
Yeah. The bunker, there's also bunker play over there. And I'm curious, I know it's not just a short game. There are fairway bunkers too, but what's the biggest, most common mistake that players will make when they're in a greenside bunker? Audio standpoint, what you can do to at least on the things often wrong in a bunker.
The first thing is they walk into the bunker telling themselves, do not chunk it, do not thin this, and on the other side of the green. So number one, have a plan.
Yeah.
Where do I want that ball to land? But radio, how can I best describe a bunker? Setup wise, you're going to maybe get tighter, you're going to dig your feet in and get comfortable there. Ball will be slightly forward, a middle. The most important thing is hitting that impact spot right behind the ball. So you're looking about 1 inch to 2 inches behind the ball, and that's really, you're trying to hit that spot and accelerate the sand out of the bunker.
Because you talk about being fearful, that fearfulness projects itself when you see someone and they and right after the ball right, and have to finish that swing and trust that you're not going to hit a house, right? I mean, you have to trust that you're going to hit the sand.
Yes, you have to have confidence.
Yeah.
Focus on that spot behind the ball, accelerate through it, finish high. You're hitting the sand bunker.
I want to take you back to that carry to roll rate. The first time I read about learned about that was from Harvey Penick's little book, talking about hitting it under a bench and use a 7-iron, not always using wedges. You see really good players that gain an understanding of getting the ball on the ground and rolling out sooner can sometimes be an advantage. It depends on lie. Is it a shortcut pin, a cut pin? So how do you end up, other than doing a playing lesson, how do you end up teaching somebody to say, hey, this is one of those times where you might want to hit an 8-iron and get it rolling sooner and let it roll that carry to roll ratio?
Yes, I would say 99% of the time the ball rolls in the hole. So get that ball rolling quick instead of trying to fly it with our lob wedge and land it in the hole. You're going to have better chances. Secondly, when you're using a little less loft, you don't have to make as big of a swing.
Right.
It means less things can go wrong. So you play your percentages. Typically, your wedge, however far it flies in your chipping technique, that's how far it's going to roll. It's called the 1 ratio.
Yeah.
Your pitching wedge is typically a 1 to 2. It's going to roll as far as it flies. Your 9-iron 3, your 8-iron 1 to 4, etc.
Yeah. So I was watching one of the teachers on staff here at TPC Wisconsin working with somebody on Saturday because the short game area just opened, and a lot of golfers struggle with tight lies. I mean, we want the ball in the fairway. We want the ball in the but you put a wedge in his hand, and you have a 20-yard shot or a 15-yard shot to the hole. Tight lies can be as intimidating as a bunker.
They can. That contact point has to be precise. Again, might not be a bad option to putt it if you can. The rule of thumb is if you can putt it, putt it. If you can't putt it, chip it, and chip it, you pitch it. But even or maybe using a hybrid is another alternative there. You can move in a little closer to the ball and stand the handle up a little more vertical.
Yeah.
The club will do more of a sweeping action. So if you have a shorter shot on a tie, that's another thing to try.
Okay, so I want to go, one more here. I want to go back to the idea of putting closely mown off the green because you just putt it when you can, but we don't see a lot of players. We saw that in the U.S. Senior Open a year ago up at Stevens Point where the winner did that all weekend long. You decide the best advice you can give a golfer, they should chip or putt off the green.
I think a lot of it has to do with that particular player. When they walk up there, confident in doing. If they feel like this, I could yip this, or thin it, go to the putter.
Yeah.
If you feel very great wedge player, then I would say use your wedge and chip it. again, it's player dependent.
Is there some age element in there too? I've noticed my hands aren't confident around the green with short chip shots as I've got, as opposed to putting. Is there an age element?
There is. I see it with my students. You know, some of the older gentlemen start to have a little bit of the yips, and if that's the case, use the Texas wedge.
Yeah.
You know, and putt it. But that's a mental thing you got to overcome and work on tempo and rhythm.
Very good. Travis, we appreciate it. Next week, we're going to talk about the success of the junior program that's going on here, because you've got a tournament that you will have been at today in Green Bay when, by the time this airs, that will be taken care of. So, Travis, thank you. We will come back and talk with Bobbi Stricker, I believe, Talking Golf at TP.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shop only at Nevada Bob. Joel and his crew, you dress you, teach you, and here's the use ball. Isn't that right, Joel?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, a future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6,000 Madison, Wisconsin.
Now the time to take the short drive to Wild Rock Golf Club and experience championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Located in the Wisconsin Herds Masterpiece offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes with greens that roll fast and true. Cut from the natural beauty of the Dells, Wild Rock is sure to dazzle your senses. Secluded from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike any place you played before. Come be part of the Wild Rock experience.
Bobby is sending me to voicemail. So she's okay. So yeah, all right. That makes sense.
Everything is ridge top exterior feel today and experience comes with quality ridge top.
Are you in need of some rehabilitation to get you back on your feet after surgery? This is Oak Park Place. Make a call to Oak Park Place Rehabilitation to develop a customized plan for your highly trained therapy staff. Whether it's inpatient or out, they will work with your physician to get you back on your feet fast. Located on the east and west side of Madison and in Janesville, Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more. TPC Wisconsin is the Total People Center, offering a totally enjoyable experience. That includes a check layout, a good offer, indoor tennis, athletic, swimming pool, locker room, and family gathering weddings. TPC Wisconsin, a Total People Center, and to membership details, call 608-249-1000.
Your golf game need a pick-me-up? It's one-stop shopping only at Nevada. Crew can equip you, dress. Here's the best part. Newer shoes, bags, carts, apparel, balls, you name it, and they got it. Isn't it?
Your game, your store, always at the best price.
Oh, funny to watch the interactions between Bobby and Grandpa here on the set. Bobbi Stricker now joins us on Talking Golf on this Monday night. We've only got less than half a dozen shows left. This season kind of moves away. Bobby, let me talk about who you root for first before we talk about you, because little sister had a pretty good week last week, and I know that you all for one another, and that must have been fun.
Yes. Yeah, I got to play pretty much her full round the first day. They played Black Hawk and didn't go watch her at Roma. She hung in there. It was a hard day. I think it was like really windy, kind of a fall day, and then got to see her play like 11 holes Black Hawk again on the last day. She played so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always so impressed by her. She hangs in out of those like slumps and around so well. And then just like and especially Black Hawk coming down the stretch, those are kind of some awkward holes. Like you have short par fours that are kind of awkward. Ended up making a really nice par save. I forget what hole that was. 14. And then next hole played the hole perfectly.
15.
15, 16.
Yeah.
No, 14. She made a really long par.
Yeah.
Anyway, just played them really nice. And like you have people around. I mean, we had a bunch of our family was there. Yeah. Just the way that she handles that, like that nerves. I know how it feels. Grandpa knows how. It's just cool.
When you're playing and Grandpa's around, or obviously your dad's with you, has been with you at times when you're playing, having family there, relaxing, reaffirming, does it sometimes make you more? How does that play?
Really depends. I'd say it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, I mean, like, Grandpa doesn't get out to watch, like, us play competitive rounds a lot, because we're not, like, it's weird. I'm never home to like, playing competitive rounds. If I play in the state open, he's there. So it's, like, one of those things that, like, okay, he showed up, and he's here for, like, the one time that he gets to watch me play this year. So it adds a little bit of nerves, It's different with my parents. No, I don't get nervous in playing in front of my mom and dad.
Yeah.
But I would say it depends. I know she did talk about having Grandpa there. That it's just like you want to show Grandpa what you're doing and play well. So, but we love having him around.
You know, when she made that putt, I was in a cart with my grandma. Grandma's with me. So we drove by, and we drove by Nikki and Steve. And I drove right by, and I said, "Oh, what a putter! Putts like your mother. You should have seen Steve."
That's funny.
It was really cool, yeah.
You got a little putting lesson today, about a 2-minute lesson. Give me a sense of what that's like, because most of us think, okay, we're going to get a lesson, and you do. If you book a lesson with somebody, it's going to be 45 minutes or an hour or whatever that is. But Grandpa here gave you about a 2-minute-er on the putting green today?
Yeah, my golf lessons do not, they're not like that. If they're with my dad or with my grandpa, it's just like, I need help. Can you come to the range right now? And one of them is like, yes, I can. Or today, and this has happened a lot, especially with putting, Grandpa hangs out here, obviously, at the club, and you can see the putting green, and he just comes out. And yes, he did. It was literally probably 5 minutes.
Well, it wasn't bad to begin with. I mean, she does make putts, but there is a way, that's you can't argue with. As we said, there's some things that you can't have an opinion on the fact. The circle's straight and around, and the line is straight. I mean, that's the way it works. But, no, she makes a lot. But I know that if she putted better, she'd score better.
Yeah.
Because she plays from tee to green really good. But like anything, just starting out, never played golf competitively until the last few years.
Yeah.
But now, which is a good thing, because I always tell her, I look at some of these foreign girls, they're done playing at 22, 23. They're burnt out. They had enough. Their parents been banging on them since they've been 15 years old. Well, she's just getting going. She's 25 and just getting going,
Yeah.
So we got a positive thing working there.
Yeah, and you're running up now on the calendar, getting pretty close to going out west, and your opportunity at Q School. And I know that's everything that you've kind of worked at this summer was designed to move you to where you're going to be right now. So that's you're feeling good about where you are, I would think.
Yeah, I leave in Sunday, so less than a week now. Yes, I played today, played really nice. I am trusting that I'm peaking at the time that
tell
I
them what you shot.
I shot 7 under today, folks.
Yeah.
I
hear that's
Grandpa.
I hear that's
Thanks,
pretty good.
Grandpa.
I hear that's pretty good.
No, yeah.
Well,
I played by myself. I texted one of my friends, and he was like, "You played by yourself," or I said I played by myself, and he was like, "That doesn't count. Nobody was around." I was like,
"Oh, you're right.
Come on." But no, I'm super pumped to go out there. I'll go out there with my dad on Sunday, and play next Thursday. So.
Yeah. Very good. And you've integrated the new equipment that we've talked about over the last few weeks, and that feels good too.
Yeah, so
takes a little while to get used to.
Yeah, I got to play. I explained that I think last week. I got to play with the new woods in a golf tournament last week.
Right.
And definitely saw some things. We ended up realizing that the shafts in my driver and my utility were the same, and then my 3-wood and my 5-wood were different than my driver and my utility. the driver and the utility were stiff, and then the other ones had a little bit more flex. They were like stiff flex, I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
And when I would hit my 3-wood and my 5-wood, it would react in a way that it was showing more flex and just harder to control. And it was weird because I would hit my driver and then hit my 3-wood. You know, it's just you don't want them to be. My dad was confused by that. Anyway, got new stiff shafts. Got to play them today, and I'm loving them now. They're all the same, and hopefully they'll work next week.
We've got about 35, 40 seconds left, but let me just ask you, what's in front of Izzy, and how excited are you for what she's going to begin going to the UW? Right?
Ask that question.
I mean. Right?
Yeah, she is so pumped. First of all, she's my little sister. I'm so proud of her and what she's accomplished, how she handles herself, the way that she prepares. And yeah, she starts in literally like 2 weeks, which is nuts. I'm so excited for her because I know what she's going to start and go through. And
you've lived that.
Yeah.
I mean, in recent. So, and to see her start on that that travel, it's pretty cool.
She rocks.
Yeah,
she rocks.
That's fantastic. Well, you rock. Go get them next week, all right?
Thank you.
We're all rooting for you, praying for you, cheering for you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Bobbi
guys.
Stricker joining us, decided to skip out on dinner. Her food's getting cold.
Yeah.
Go back over there. We'll come back and wrap things up in a moment. This is Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
University Ridge has been the proud host of the American Family Insurance Championship since 2016. We've enjoyed working with the American Family team to create 9 years of magical moments at University Ridge. Open to the public and consistently considered one of the best values in the country, University Ridge is the place for golf in southern Wisconsin. Book your tee time up to 90 days out online at universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
Oak Park Place Memory Care Communities meet residents where they are in the journey with Alzheimer's and other form of dementia. This is Paul Braun for Oak Park Place. When you need to take that first step and learn more, turn to the experts at Oak Park Place. You'll meet a compassionate team who will help residents find purpose tailored to individual needs through a success-oriented program. Oak Park Place Senior Living. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Sean Cleary. When you construct a Cleary building, you become part of the amazing Cleary team we are so proud of. One thing to be aware of is when it's golf season, our team has a tendency to switch to golf lingo on the job site.
Jim, you better take a mulligan on that.
Rest assured you are still getting the best quality, the best. Hey, is that crane getting close to?
More!
Go for the green with a new Cleary building, like the one at TPC, Wisconsin.
If you're a golfer who likes a challenge, consider being a member at TPC Wisconsin. The course provides you with a very challenging 18-hole layout that makes you think before you hit your next shot. After your round, you can relax at the completely renovated clubhouse. The new facility includes 3 restaurants, tennis courts, driving range, and programs for juniors, plus other great amenities. Are you up for the TPC Wisconsin Challenge? For details on becoming a member, 608-249-1000.
So we'll give you our final thoughts here before we wrap it up. Hope Paul feels better and rejoins us on set next week. That's what you said, right? You wanted Paul back here next week?
Well, it went pretty good this week. We might give him a break.
Well, isn't that what you told him when you gave him a lesson? Take 2 weeks off and then quit?
Oh, man. He's getting better, though.
He is good.
Yeah, he's getting better.
No, he's listening, He probably heard that. We'll be back here and do this all again next week. Just a handful of shows remaining in this golf season. A big thank you to Gary D'Amato and Bobby for joining us over here in Travis as well. We'll talk to you next week, next Monday night, Talking Golf at TPC Wisconsin.
News Talk 13.